Here we have the Giant Talon 2, and there are the Giant Talon 1 and Talon 0. So in Canada, the Talon family of bikes is 4 models strong, starting with the Talon 3 at $579, going up to the Talon 0, which is $1,099. Today, we're looking at the Talon 27.5 2 in a size medium. Behind us here we have Talon 1 in Desert Sage, Talon 1 in black and blue, and the Talon 0 in that one blue color that they make. So the Talon 2, $649, that is a Canadian price. This is a 27.5 wheeled version of the bike. It is available in 27.5 or 29. In size extra small to medium, the 27.5 is available. In size small through extra large, 29 is available. I'm going to show you some of the details of this bike, tell you who it's for, and some sizing suggestions. So to start with, we're on a 2x8 drivetrain here. Shimano Acera. This is one of the first price point that actually gets into a proper what I would call sort of a proper derailleur. Below this you get into the tourney stuff, and what happens at tourney level is you end up with derailleurs that this kind of lateral strength gets really flippy floppy, where this is still relatively stiff, and if it's going to see some roots or rocks, something like that, it's going to do a lot better than a tourney level. So we strongly recommend, if anybody's thinking about any kind of trails, bumpy trails, starting off at least this sort of level. So Acera 2x8, we have our front derailleur here, the 2 rings instead of 3. So this is a development over the last year, 2 years maybe, is that 3 chain rings on the front is being punted in exchange for putting on a double. I'm a fan of this because it makes front shifting less problematic, less likely to have issues with cross shifting. You really don't have to worry about that. So it just means a novice rider who doesn't really sort of know proper shifting technique doesn't have to worry too much. We also have these Tektro Hydraulic Disc brakes. So for those paying attention to prices of bikes, seeing a nice alloy frame like this with hydraulic disc brakes and Acera proper, once again, level derailleur at $649, this is a real standout. Other things that are standout is seeing internal cable routing on this guy, with even this port here that right now is housing a front derailleur cable. That can also be shared to put a dropper post on this bike. That's a standard 30.9 seat tube on here, or seat post. It currently comes with a quick release, so at least if you try a bit of off-road riding, you'll be able to quickly up and down your saddle. The new Giant saddles, which are a bit more comfortable. A little bit wider handlebar. There's those Tektro brake levers. A fork that has a lockout on there. This is a coil sprung fork, so we only see a preload adjustment on there. So relatively simple fork. I would say this is a bike for somebody to use as a daily rider and potentially give a little bit of single track a try, but it's mostly a daily rider that's going to be pretty durable. So in addition to that Acera derailleur there, we have trigger style Shimano shifters. As mentioned, we've got hydraulic discs on here. We have a 180mm in the front and a 160mm in the back, so they are giving you a little bit better than absolute basics, giving you that larger front rotor. This particular bike is an early production bike, so it has Maxxis Ardent Race 27.5 by 2.2 tires. In season, this bike is supposed to be stocked with a Maxxis Recon tire, which is a similar sort of a tread pattern, but that Recon is at least available in a 2.4, which is the size it will be coming in. Now we get to hear a phone ringing. which is why I usually don't film this during business hours. But this one bike will not be in the store for long, and I wanted to record it for posterity. As is standard on these Talons, you've got mounts for pannier rack, mounts for rack and fenders, 18mm threaded hole for clean mounting of a kickstand, that little threaded thingy down there for full wrap fenders if you chose to put those on. So this is the red clay color, they call it. In Canada we get this bike in 3 different colors. So this, another color I believe which they call cement, and then also Eclipse, which is a really dark sparkly blue if I remember correctly. So to give you an idea, as mentioned, extra small through medium available in 27.5. Extra small I would say is going to be good for under 5'4". Small 5'4" to 5'7". Medium typically 5'7" to 5'10", and of course your proportions of leg length, torso length, arm length, that can play with if you're right on the border which way you're going to go. In 29er we go from small through extra large. I would still keep that small and medium recommendation the same, no matter the wheel size. That's just going to be about minor differences in bike feel, nothing to do with how you're going to size the bike. Size large in that 29er only will be 5'10" to 6'1", extra large 6'1" to 6'4"-ish, something like that. So here it is, the bang for the buck winner as far as I can tell for bike shop hardtails. Alloy frame, Aluxx SL alloy. Those grips, the only thing I would still change on this bike, I love lock-on grips and I don't like big squishy grips like that, so change those. If you're gonna do anything as far as hitting anything more than just paved trails, these are the stock pedals. I would switch those out for something with better bearings and with a little bit better traction, but otherwise great tires, a good fork with a lockout on there, which is not something you often see at 649, especially combined with hydraulic discs. And that is your Giant Talon 2. Thanks guys.